Neocolonialism is the practice of exerting economic, political, or cultural control over a country without direct military or governmental rule. Unlike traditional colonialism, where powerful nations physically occupied and governed foreign territories, neocolonialism operates through indirect means such as trade agreements, foreign investment, and cultural influence. It often involves economically developed countries maintaining dominance over developing nations by controlling industries, resources, or financial institutions. Neocolonialism can limit a nation's ability to make independent decisions, as they may become dependent on foreign aid, multinational corporations, or international financial organizations. Now let's explore how neocolonialism differs from colonialism. Neocolonialism differs from colonialism in how control is exerted. In colonialism, powerful nations directly governed other regions by establishing political rule, imposing their laws, and using military force to maintain control. In contrast, neocolonialism does not involve direct governance, but instead influences nations through economic pressure, trade policies, and financial dependency. While colonial powers openly controlled resources and labour, neocolonialism often works through multinational corporations, foreign loans, and economic partnerships that keep weaker nations reliant on stronger ones. Although direct political rule has ended in most former colonies, neocolonialism continues to shape global relationships through indirect control. Now let's look at some key characteristics of neocolonialism. Neocolonialism has several defining characteristics. One major feature is economic dependence, where developing countries rely on foreign investment, loans, and aid, often with conditions that benefit wealthier nations. Another characteristic is the presence of multinational corporations that control major industries, such as mining, agriculture, or technology, within less powerful nations. Cultural influence is also a key aspect, as global media, education systems, and consumer goods spread values and lifestyles that reflect those of dominant nations. Additionally, political influence is often maintained through diplomatic relationships, where developing nations feel pressure to align with the policies of more powerful countries to receive economic or political support. Now let's explore some criticisms of neocolonialism. Neocolonialism is often criticised for maintaining global inequality by keeping weaker nations dependent on wealthier ones. One major criticism is that it limits true independence, as developing countries may be politically free but remain economically controlled by foreign interests. Another issue is that neocolonialism prioritises profit over local development, as multinational corporations may extract resources without fairly reinvesting in local economies. Additionally, some argue that neocolonialism undermines democracy, as external pressures can influence national policies in ways that do not always benefit the local population. While neocolonialism avoids the direct oppression of colonial rule, critics argue that it still reinforces power imbalances on a global scale. Now let's look at an alternative approach to international relations. An alternative to neocolonialism is economic self-sufficiency, where nations focus on building strong local industries and reducing dependence on foreign investment. Another alternative is fair trade policies, which promote more equal economic relationships between developed and developing countries by ensuring fair wages, sustainable practices, and local economic growth. Some nations also advocate for regional cooperation, where countries work together to strengthen their economies without relying on powerful external influences. While neocolonialism remains a dominant global force, alternative approaches seek to create more balanced and equitable international relationships.